Donald Trump is purposeless dodging debates. He's purposeless dodging debates. He don't want to put himself in the hot seat. Those debates are pretty much open season. You got to be prepared to answer questions off the fly. With Chris Christie and Mike Pence and a few others out there right now, ain't no way Donald Trump can go to debates and not be faced with tough questions, direct questions, and have to give rebuttals and stuff without eventually incriminating himself. Do I believe Donald Trump would be able to run for president after this all said and done? Nope. He know he done. He know he finished. All he's doing now is just milking his base, getting all that money. Cause look at all indictments steady coming down, judgments against him steady coming down. I think I just heard the other day was some court ruled that he defrauded somebody, some bank or something, a few years ago. All this stuff, the Republicans, people who support Donald Trump, loyal followers, they can say anything they want to say. All this stuff is not a setup, it's not a lie, it's what Donald Trump has done. Donald Trump always has been Donald Trump. Long before he became president. His MO is to rob people, swindle folks, then tie stuff up in courts forever. That's Donald Trump. He has become accustomed to that from years ago. Tie stuff up in court, make bad deals to rip people off. And then when they take him to court, he tied up in court for years. Look at what he's been doing over the last 3 years. Running back and forth to the Supreme Court. Every time they rule against him, he'll find something to take something back to the court and tie it up for another 3 or 4 months. They rule against him, then he'll find some other limbo to take it. That's all he does. That man's not fit to be a president. Now, when he campaigned against Hillary Clinton, he was running around pushing those lies against her. Stuff that couldn't be proven against her, but he was running around all the time pushing those lies. Everything came out of Donald Trump's mouth was a lie. Even by his own self. He was not taking no money. There's a reason why he didn't take that pay. Because of his taxes. They would have gave them people direct access to his taxes. That's why he said he wasn't gonna take no pay. But best believe Donald Trump ain't leaving no money on the table. Him and his compadre, that build the wall stuff, yeah. Look at where all that money went to. Build the wall. down on the Texas border. Don't y'all know a lot of them ranchers that wanted that wall built would support it because it would consist of taking their land. So that money that was allocated to building that wall in the southern border across Texas, it never went to that. That wall had to be dug and built with it on land, stable land. Them ranchers across South Texas wasn't willing to give up any of their land. A lot of that money that went to that wall didn't go to that wall. It couldn't go to the wall. They only built the wall up in places they could and all that, but them just all the normal places. And that wall still, in them places, still is no good. You can't build a wall high enough or deep enough to stop them people from coming across. And they only coming across because of the wicked, evil rich people. Most of them Republicans that use those people for cheap labor. That's why they keep coming across, looking for work. And they giving them work because they don't want to pay people to do that backbreaking work. Go out there to Southern California up and down the coast. Go down to Florida, some places in South Carolina, where they have to still get out there and walk behind tractors and work in them farms, in them fields. Back-breaking work, sun up to sun down, during peak season, 7 days a week, for $5 an hour. For most of them, $5 an hour. I seen it. I used to go out there to California, Salinas and all up the down the valley, all them fields and all them farms. When them people had to get down, pretty much down on their hands and knees to plant their stuff and pick their stuff in them trees, them orchards. Down in Florida, they do the same thing. They don't want to pay American workers to do that work. There's a lot coming with that. Then provide them with health care and all. That's back-breaking work. So they bring them people over here for cheap labor and abuse them, then raid them. That's the Republican establishment. That's the way they roll. Look how many Republicans have been caught with illegal immigrants working for them. Ain't a righteous bone in Donald Trump's body. When Hillary Clinton, and they were proving that the election was stolen from her, they called her everything right after. Oh, she just a sore loser. She hate losing. The Democrats just want to stay in charge. But now look at it. Years later, they still crying and saying Donald Trump was cheating, when he was proven by the states, red states, that he wasn't cheating. Proven over and over again he was lying. But yet, they still ran with them lies. Even over here in Arkansas, they talking about voting integrity. It's funny how they weren't talking about voting integrity when Hillary Clinton lost. That when we know she clearly won. The Republican states didn't want to change the way voting was done when Hillary Clinton lost. Everything was fine and perfect then. And Democrats and people been talking about how the voting machines and stuff and how the wasn't accurate. Stuff wasn't adding up right. The Republicans weren't trying to hear that then. Long they were winning. Donald Trump lost. And he was proven, even after he was proven he was wrong. Recounts proved him being wrong, and they still pushed that lie. It was lies. It was lies. Georgia changed all they voting stuff behind a lie. Even after they proved it was a lie, they still went and changed the voting process, closed a lot of precincts. Why? They tried to stem the tide. They had to admit that, yeah, Donald Trump lost fair and square. Yeah, some people voted, like always in every election. There are some was some votes, but not enough to change the outcome of the votes. This is what the Georgia state official said. This same percentage of people voting that's supposed to have been dead or whatnot, their percentage always been there. It's going to happen. But like they said, it wasn't enough to overturn the outcome of the vote. Donald Trump knew that. That's why he was on record asking for 11,000 votes. How you know you need? How you somebody said, well, them were on the votes he was cheated out of. How you know he was cheated out of 11,000 votes when the voters on that day of the vote and the votes were still being counted? How you come up with that figure? It don't add up. And anybody with any common sense that heard that phone call, it don't take a whole lot to conclude that that man was asking for help. While he on the phone, calling down there multiple times, him in Lindsey Graham, asking any question surrounding the voting and asking for help. That's unheard of. It asking about the machines being tampered with. I heard that phone call. Are you sure? Well, no, are you sure? He was talking as if he wanted to say so, but in order for him to say that he know the machine could be tampered with, he would have had to admit that it was done. Couldn't say that. So that's why they on the hook. Got sued. Fox News got sued by Dominion voting machine after that, and they had to settle for so many millions of dollars. And on top of that, if Donald Trump was cheated by them very same voting machines in Georgia, why was he back in Georgia 2 weeks later campaigning for them two Republicans to come out and vote on them same machines? That doesn't make any sense. That woman that lost to was it Raphael Warnock? And that guy that lost to that other Democrat, he campaigned for them people to come out and vote on the very same machine that he claimed were rigged against him. Now they call Hillary Clinton everything when she blew Donald Trump out the water with the popular vote. And this country needs to get rid of the electoral vote. And Donald Trump never liked the electoral college until it was used to help him get into the White House. If this country ever do away with the popular vote, the electoral college, you'll never see another Republican in the White House. The people don't want them. Now, I'm not totally in favor of the Democrats. I'm a registered Democrat, but I'm independent. Me and my wife consider ourselves independent. I can agree with some of the stuff the Republicans say, but when they try to play that Christianity card, even I cannot agree with them because I see how they act. I see what the stuff they do. Democrats are who they are. They don't try to hide who they are. Republicans, they love to try to hide behind the Bible. They use the Bible as a weapon. Some of that stuff they claim they're against, and are against God more than behind closed doors in private. Those people do that very same stuff. They just campaign for votes. Every time they lose an election somewhere, they'll go and rezone districts like they did under Trump. They go and change stuff. They don't want. They quick to talk about the Democrat, but it seems like they don't ever want to lose. Cause all they do every time they lose an election or something, they change stuff, rezone districts, change the voting right, change the voting hour, change voting precinct. They try to eliminate the Democrat votes. That's all they do. And Donald Trump is able to run around and spread lies on folks. But then when somebody say something about him, oh, it's all lies. It is not right. I seen that little CNN interview where he tried to pull out that little letter, that little paper. I didn't incite them. I didn't tell them. Donald Trump got up on that stage on January 6th and told the people, we are going to the White House. We are going. He didn't even have to make a speech. He didn't even have to get up there. They got up there and pumped them folks up, led them to that Capitol building, and jetted off, and went back and watched them folks on TV. Common sense. If the first time he saw that they were doing something that he wasn't intended for them to do it, he could have stopped it. 3 hours later, they were still begging him to get on TV and say something to stop that stuff. What were you doing? Sitting there watching the TV. He was watching the folks. That's just how devilish that man is. His motive was to get in there, get them people in there to delete the president, the vice president, over a lie. But they be the first to holler about the Bible. Well, they talk about God secondly. They talk about the flag and everything first, then God comes second. But this just show you how morally corrupt they are. Mike Pence is a man of God. But you see how they did him for a wicked, devilish man? They mad because the man wouldn't break the law and wouldn't stand with Donald Trump over a lie and over just trying to outright take the election. They want that man head because he refused to go along with evil intent, wicked intent. Where Paula White at? Where all them preachers at? Spoke out against that. None of them. All them so-called fake prophets. Marcus Rogers, you name a whole list. Greg Locke, all of them that was on record predicting Donald Trump to win. Prophesying and all that, the elections and all that. Well, all them people came out, even after January 6th. Did any of them come out and denounce that stuff? No, this ain't right. No, we with you, to try to get whatever overturn election, but this just too far. Nobody came out and denounced it. Why didn't they denounce it? January the 6th. Why didn't they? So what's this about their Christianity? That's out the window. None of them. All them preachers, women and men that was up there in Washington surrounding Donald Trump, praying for him on camera, Diamond Silk, and even this woman out of Maryland, Arkansas, she was up there. Paula White. All them preachers that support Donald Trump, did none of them come out and denounce January the 6th. Why didn't they? Do they wish that Mike Pence was no longer existed? Is that why they didn't come out and denounce it? Because they was in full support of whatever happened to him on that day and others? It's a shame. It's sad. This man have a history of getting around the law, breaking the law, doing whatever he do whatever he want to do, abusing women, on record, laughing about sexual assaulting women, making jokes. About young black men running in with the police, making jokes about women. But they want to find some way to call him godly and holy when he always proven that he isn't. Man ain't no man of God. He's not fit to be a president. Yeah, Joe Biden is too old, but at least I don't have to worry about listening to a president who just talks in circles. Joe Biden stumbles sometimes getting older, but it's way better to listen to Donald Trump on TV every day, talking nonsense. The man went to a prayer breakfast. Donald Trump went to a prayer breakfast, Christians, and didn't say anything in the way of God. Just talked about him in elections, him being robbed. Disgrace. I hope they lock him up forever, however long life they need to get him before he fake his death. I don't want to hear nothing about no more indictments. I heard enough. We need jail time, prison time, behind bars. I don't see how they've been getting away with a lot in the state of New York, other places, federal state. The states got it. Violating the laws in Washington, D.C., other stuff. I don't see how he ain't never been behind bars yet. The common man couldn't do a fraction of that stuff. Look at the celebrities that owed in taxes. They had to end up going to jail, federal prison. Get him.